good afternoon. This is Christine Keeland, and I just wanted to take a few moments today and touch base. And before we close out, we will bring in the consciousness known as Love Beyond Love, which will just bring in some energies to help you increase your vibration, help you maintain a frequency that's in your highest and best interest. This may be different for everybody, but what I really wanted to talk today about. Hello, delightful, lovely, and beautifuls. This is the consciousness known as Love Beyond Love that comes through Christine because it truly is Christine. There's nothing outside of Christine that she does not share. Just as within all of you, there's a spark, this delightfulness, this sense of self, this truest expression of self that does not reside in pain, sorrow, or suffering, confusion, or is done with separation and fear. This is a part of Christine that does not, did you just see that go by? Hey, Barbie. This is a part of Christine that has always been in existence, just like it has always been in existence with you. She is here to remind you, and she giggles a little bit because she's talking in third person because, yes, this is Christine's highest self, but it is not a place that she stays in every moment of every day. It's something that Christine is working on. And as you know, she refers to all of you as she is starting to refer to herself as delightful, lovely, and beautiful, because that is truly the essence of who we are. We are. I want you to repeat after you, after me. I am delightful. I am beautiful, and I am lovely. I'm done with pain. I'm done with sorrow. I'm done with confusion. I understand completely that what I perceive of the world is what I project out. I am here to really encourage and support each of you to let go of connections to things that don't bring you peace and calm and joy in your life. This can be anything from the food you eat, to the media you watch, to the songs you listen to the people you engage with. When Christine first got on, when I first got on today, I wanted to talk about, I spent a lot of my time talking to people about how to increase joy in your life, how to get over traumatic events. One thing that's been on many of my clients' minds is how do we get past this current existence where things seem to be slow sometimes. We're going at a sales pace. Things aren't changing that much. Again, it always comes back to self. Always, always, always comes back to self because we are part of the bigger collective. We are done with separation. Yes, from my perspective, we're done with separation. Many of you are still playing in separation, as is the collective consciousness on the planet. That is all okay because it will not be forever. It is your choice. How do you raise your vibration and how do you maintain a frequency of compassion for self? We want to talk about two things: compassion for self and increasing joy. So one, increasing joy. Truly, what is it that you enjoy doing in your day? And are you doing it? Do you like to sing in the shower? Are you doing that? Christine loves to dance, but she rarely dances. Now, why? That does not compute. That does not make sense to us. Why would you do something that brings you so much? Why would you not do something that brings you so much joy, that is easy to implement into your life, and yet you ignore it? This is perhaps this is what we would say, a wart on humanity. You ignore that which is so delightful and engaging in your life, and you pay attention to everything that either annoys you, brings fear for you, makes you feel unsafe, makes you feel unwanted, undesirable. What you pay attention to is what you create. So we encourage Christine, as we encourage all of you, is Christine, pull out those tap dancing shoes. Put on your rumba. Put on the music you like to dance to. If what you love to do is cook a meal for yourself or for your family, if you love baking cookies, if you love to garden, we are all holding a frequency. You are all responsible for holding the frequency that you want to be involved with. What's the frequency you want to be involved with? We talk about vibration frequency every single day, right? the Christine's tune doesn't change. You've seen recently where her tune was a little turned down a little bit and she wasn't at her best, but she generously shares of herself because we're all in this human experience together. There is no separation. You assume there's a separation. You assume that somebody else doesn't understand life the way you do, and you assume that the separation, not assume, you believe there's a great separation within yourself. That is what all these conversations are about finding and remembering who you are. You came into this beautiful body for an expansive experience. You are here to experience the shift in consciousness on this planet. That is spectacular. That is celebratory. That is any word you have in your English language that is exuberant, is fantastical. Christine is not being overly, she's not overstating things. She is not overstating things. This is truly your moment in time. So we encourage you we encourage you to do what you love to do. And if you don't know what that is, please find out what it is. Go back to your childhood. What is it you love to do? I can see some of you just love the that space where you just get to color and you're not really thinking anything, and you're it's like we want you to find that giggle within yourself and increase that giggle, right? Life is difficult at times. We're not saying it's not. We're not saying to ignore that. We're saying to find the peace in your day that really, really gets to the center of who you are. Find that peace within your heart that feels so good, that you know you belong here, that you know that you have within you the courage and the strength and the vitality to maintain a higher frequency and a higher vibration. What you do for one, you do for another. I am you and you are me. There's no separation. We have different experiences, but we all live in the same vibration. We all live in the same frequency. You are part of the change. So let me ask you again, what is it that you love to do? If you don't know what that is, go on a self-discovery tour. Give yourself the next 7 to 8 days and try some different things. And go back in that memory bank, because your memories are all within you. If you're not sure what it is, if you feel like you're just disconnected from self, which is a very normal experience to be disconnected from self, put your hands right here. Call in. Doesn't matter if this makes sense to you. You're here because you trust me, you trust yourself, or you wouldn't be here at this moment. Bring that in and ask for the remembrance, what filled your heart with glee. And if it's a person, look at that person. What does that person do for you? How does that person make you feel? What activities did you have with that person? Start increasing what it is that you actually enjoy about your life. For many of you, it's a lot of your life. For some of you, not so much. You're just increasing what works for you. Now, and Christine has to hit the road in a few minutes, but before we close up for tonight, Christine wants to bring in the frequencies that are contained within Love Beyond Love. The first one is grace. Just need to take a seat back. Let that all come in. For many of you, it helps to just close your eyes. Let that come in. Expand that through your heart. You cannot do this wrong. You cannot not receive it. And you cannot receive it wrong. You will feel it to varying different degrees. Some of you may have tears coming down. Let that all come through. Take another deep breath. Again, there's no time. Doesn't matter when you listen to this, when you watch this. This is happening for you. It's a direct line from your source right directly to you. Let it fill your heart. It's going into the animals that you're with, because you have such generous spirits and And hearts, you're sharing this with the people that you're with. So it comes in here and it just expands out. And if that's not best for you, it will just stay within you. It's your choice of how you want to expand it. Next thing we'll bring in is compassion for self. And just allow that to come in. This is your birthright to have compassion for yourself. And it's important for you to understand what this feels like, so that you can, to recognize what compassion for self feels like. Many of us are pretty good at having compassion for others. And I want you to be very clear on what the difference between compassion, and the energy's still coming in, so I'm trying not to overtalk it. But there's a difference between compassion, sympathy, and pity. We'll talk about this just a little bit now, but there's a gigantic difference between compassion for someone else's experience without judgment. There's a tremendous amount of judgment in this world that causes a lot of suffering. Nobody else is doing life wrong or better than you. You're not doing it better than them. It's just a different experience. Having pity for someone because you feel that life is hard for them is taken away. It's not recognizing the experience that they're having through their own choice. If you need more clarity on this, send me a message. Write me a question. I'll go into this deeper. But you always want to have compassion for yourself and compassion for others. That is a higher vibration. You've brought in grace, you've brought in compassion. I'm going to bring in gratitude. Again, this may feel... And I want you to allow what's being brought forth to you is the gratitude for yourself. The gratitude that the divine source energy, the universe, your God self, that is the gratitude that is being brought to you at this time for just you being you. Just the gratitude that you stayed the long course. You share your beautiful self with yourself and others. Let that gratitude comes in because it looks like gratitude comes really close and then you reject it. And how do you reject gratitude? The easiest way to reject gratitude is by complaining. Gratitude, like all these energy fields we're talking about, it's just like oxygen. It cannot not exist in our world. It is always present. Gratitude is always, always here. But you, for lack of a better word, you weaken it and you send it away when you complain, when you blame someone else, when you get agitated, when you get irritated, when you're not totally in the moment and embracing exactly what this is. If I have a sore foot, I'll be grateful for the sore foot because there's information in that sore foot. If somebody cuts me off, I'm going to be grateful for that. And the more I'm grateful, the less these things happen. But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I get to be here in this moment with all of you. I'm so grateful that I know what this feels like, that I expand on it. I'm going to just be quiet and let this come in for you. Take another deep breath. And then the next vibration coming in that we're all being asked to maintain and just really let it come into you is the expression of joy. This is your self-expression. I'd love to see the Oreo cars too, Robin. Let that expression of joy come in because it's always, always present. It never left you, even through the most traumatic of times. Joy has never left you. It didn't leave with the people that are in and out of your life. It didn't leave through circumstance. Joy is always with you. Let that come in and just let that. And you know when joy is here because you get a little smile on your face, you get a little giggle. And all Christine's doing, all I'm doing is I'm letting that vibration come in. and expand it into greater frequency and invite more people into that frequency. And for many years, I had the mistaken belief that joy was contained outside of me. And it caused me some heartache, to be quite honest. Recently, some of you may know that my son got married. And married to his perfect person. But ever since he was a little boy, I always told him and told myself that he was my joy and he was my wonderful. And that's true. Nick did increase my joy and did make my life more wonderful. But what I realized, because I was starting to get a little sad right before the wedding, I could not figure out, because it had nothing to, they had no rhyme or reason. Why would I be sad? This person who I love, like the ocean, like all the water in the ocean, that's how much I love my son. Why would I be upset that he's marrying his person, who is the most wonderful gift, not only to Nick, but to our family? And it was because I kept telling myself, he's my joy. He's my wonder. And if he's my joy, then where is it within me? Right? If it's contained within someone else, that's a lack within me. And the only reason I get a little emotional now, because truly, when I look at that kid, he is the vibration of joy. And that is a very high vibration. That is, Nick is not even aware of it. But that is his signature energy that he came in with. Joy. So when I go into that field, it's overwhelming for me, and I get a little teary-eyed, not because I'm sad, but just because it's like, my gosh, this is what I'm hungry for. I'm hungry for more joy in my life. So I just want to remind you that joy is not outside of us, it's always within us, but we have people that activate it within us. Then the last thing I want to bring through tonight, because I forgot to plug in my iPad, and it's going to go out of, I'm going to lose energy here in a few minutes, is, and that's another thing, when you raise your vibration, you go through a lot of energy, your electronics don't keep up. So just a little hint to you if you find some glitches in your electronics, because your vibration's being raised. So a little hint for you. The last thing we're going to bring in is love beyond love. It's the combination of all these frequencies. Let's let that settle in with you. This is your birthright to live in this field, this vibration of total love, to be supported and nurtured. And I can see where some of you weren't supported and nurtured throughout your life at different times. So just let this come in. It's safe. It's okay. You recognize it. Just let that come in. It's for you. Just going to expand that. Don't worry if you're not feeling it. It's within you. I can see each and every one of you. Whether you're watching it in live time right now or you're watching it later, I can see each and every one of your energy fields. You're all accepting it. Just let that come in. Take a deep breath. Let it in. If you continue to watch, me or anyone else, you will make space, and your mental mind will get out of the way to allow this to come in. This is your truth. I'm just speaking it for you. This is your birthright. This is the vibration on the planet. It's never been as high as this. It's never been as loving and kind. I can hear you saying, what the hell is she talking about? Because the world is not loving and kind. It's what you're paying attention to. You're paying attention to the chaos. You're paying attention to divisiveness. When you pay attention to divisiveness, that's a clue that there's divisiveness and separation within yourself. So do yourself a favor and find somebody you can work with in any capacity that makes sense to you, and start healing. Start the healing and understanding of your life. Thank you for your time. With much love and so much gratitude, thank you for tuning in. Good night.